Hi all, welcome to my channel. I am Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today guys we are going to be doing our Enterprise D build. So we are going to do stage 74 of Build the Enterprise D, and today we have got quite a bit going on actually. We are working on lights, escape hatches, putting bits on the saucer, working on the battle section. There's lots going on today, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but by the end of it we should have nice pieces put together. So I'm really looking forward to this. So let's get started today. So with all that said, let's get modelling.
Program complete. Enter when ready.
Okay, so stage 74 is link another portion of the upper and lower saucers and then bring an impressive part of the battle section together. So I am really looking forward to this. But the first thing we need to do is we've got our lifeboats to put into this panel here. So let's get started with them. So you just need to make sure you're putting them the correct way up. I don't do any tape on this part because there's just really no point. But we have got 5 different sets of screws today. So we've got AMs, FMs, IMs, BPs and EPs. So yeah, just when you've got that many screws, you know you're going to have an epic build session. That's the bottom row put on. Used to be like that with the Ecto 1. Ecto 1 used to have tons of different kinds of screws in just one issue. Right, looks like we'll have one spare escape pod cover left over. Okay, so they're all in place. Then if we just get the fixing plate that's going to go on top, just like so. I like to just lift it now just to check to make sure they're all on the correct way, which they are. Well, they were before it slipped out of my hand. Okay, try again. Yep, they are. Okay, and we're securing that panel in with 2 AM screws. I'm going to need some oil. I'll just get that out to the side. So 2 AMs. Wow, I didn't think that screw was going to tighten. It did do in the end. Okay, so that is all in place. Next, we need this piece next, because we're going to be putting this onto here like so. Making sure we put it the right way around, of course. And that is getting secured in with 2 IM screws. Okay, that's one in there. Come on, line up. My blood sugars might be a little bit off because got the shakes a little bit, which are not great to have. Okay, so that is now in place. Okay, we need to bring our saucer section over. So here it is. I'm going to go to the top camera. So this panel is just going to be going into here. Just making sure it slots over perfectly on that part, which it has done. Okay, and we are securing this down with 2 FM screws. One end. Just gonna check the lights while I'm just doing this, making sure I'm not hitting any wires. There's not that many wires down there anyway, but that's the last thing you want. Okay, so that is in. Now, obviously, I'm not putting my screw cover over in case I need to access this later on, so I'm just going to leave it there for now. I'm going to turn off the battery pack because we're working on something a little bit different now. So we need this that we had from a previous stage, and we also need this light panel we got in the previous stage, and we're just going to be fitting that into there. We do have a reflector panel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on kind of loosely because I do need to put some LEDs in. So the screws we need to use are BP screws. So I'm going to do the top screw holes just up top here. When it behaves. And then I can put the LEDs in. When they want to go on. Okay, so if we take our LEDs, just here, pop them in, and just making sure it clicks into place. So one in there, come on. Oh, right. It's really strange how they've done this because the screws are not directly through the perspex. They're kind of hooked on. So they're not the easiest to work with. I just backed off them others. Okay, so that's one LED in. We need to put the next one in, which is the blue and black one, or red and black, whichever way you want to call it, and what happens, the other LED comes out. Right, on the other side it doesn't have a pin mark on mine. Not at all. The pin which holds the LED in. So I may have to use a bit of tape. So I've just got a little bit of Scotch tape here I can use just to put these in, because there's no pin on this side for the LED. Oh, that's a new one. That's never happened before. Alright, we'll put the other LED back on. And then we need to get this panel down nice and tight so it hopefully traps that LED. When it wants to, of course. Everything just wants to fight sometimes in a build. That screw's not lining up. Okay, so that is in place. The Scotch tape won't affect the brightness of the LEDs. So I'm not worried about that. What I am concerned is these screws are being a pain and are not going in. Right, doesn't seem to be sitting on this screw here. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be sitting. The perspex doesn't seem to be sitting flush. At all. I'm just going to pause the camera and just have a look at this one, guys, because I'm not happy with it at all. So I will be back in a few moments.
A few moments later.
Okay, guys, I'm back. So this was not sitting properly on it, and it turned out the window panel, the hole where the screw goes round, it was just too small, so I had to sand it back slightly and put it on properly. But it's on and it's working, which is great. Okay, so moving on. Next what we need to do is a bit of wire tidy, which is always nice. We've got some mass insulation tape to put these wires down with. Now, I may have to address this later on and add another LED, because out the back here, just here, there was a photon torpedo tube, and this doesn't have it on. Now, it's quite a famous photon torpedo tube, because it was the actual one they fired in Generations that blew up the Klingon bird of prey. So I really think it needs to be on the model. So yeah, right, so that's the green wires tidied. I don't know how I'm going to tidy the rest, to be honest with you, but not the easiest to do. So yeah, it should have a photon torpedo light on the back, but it obviously doesn't, so I need to have a look at that. That's possibly another mod. Okay, so with that in place, which seems to have been taking its time, we need to bring this panel back over here, because we've got 2 more LEDs going in, and they're going to sit just round about there ish, and then we need to bend them. I really do not like bending LEDs, so we need to bend them. Okay, so just let's see if that one's correct. Yeah. And then we need to bend this one. Did say today was going to be an epic build there. Epic issue. Definitely turn out like that. Okay, so these need to be in place. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab of glue. I never use a lot of glue on my models, so I know I can get these off again if it comes to it. If not, I'll just reorder another issue. Not a problem. So get that one stuck down there. But of course, any modifications you do at your own risk. Okay, so that one's in. That first one's just popped out. I'm surprised the glue has dried, so it didn't glue in time. Alright, we need to make sure that that screw hole there is visible. And then what I'm going to do is I might just... I've actually got spare tape that they sent before. Actually, I've got quite a bit of the spare tape they sent before. I'm just going to get a strip of it. And just sort of secure these wires down here on. Just like that. Okay, that'll do. Okay. Moving on. Next piece we need is this piece here. So, this is how this is going to go. Right, okay, so we need the first piece here, and this is going to sit onto this just trying to work this out. So it's going to sit on it like more or less like that. Okay, so if we put this piece on first of all, we need to make sure that these wires here follow the trench. Then put this piece on top, making sure it all aligns up. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. Not happy with one of the LEDs that's come out. The one just there, but it's back in. Then we need to screw this in with 4 EP screws. This is gonna be fun. Okay. So I'm gonna have to hold this in my hand while we do this. So 1 here. Then 1 at the other side. Okay, kind of relax a bit, not holding it. And then 1 here. I think I like the challenging build days. Really do get you going. And then 1 finally. Just on there. Okay. So now if we turn this over, that's what it should look like. Definitely need to put a torpedo tube launcher in there. I think that's definitely going to have to be done. Well, that's it. That is all there is to do in this stage. So we've done quite a bit, really, in sense of, you know, we've done a panel on the saucer section, but we've also put all this together, which is great because it's one last part, you know, parts lying around. When this goes on to the other section and plugs into the circuit board, I don't know, but at least we know that's going to be coming up. So I'm really chuffed with that. I thoroughly enjoyed that, even though it had its problems, tackled them, achieved them, fantastic. So guys, that is stage 74 and also magazine 19 complete. Well guys, that is it for our Enterprise D. Even though that was difficult in some places, Wow, I enjoyed that. It was nice just to overcome it. But yeah, if your panel doesn't line up on the battle section, just file it down a little bit. It will slot in perfectly minded. Need a little bit off, but yeah, it just wasn't sitting flush and it just wasn't right. And I think that's what was causing a lot of the problems. Why there wasn't any little pin there to hold the LED in, I have no clue, but they like throwing this in to us sometimes. So yeah, take it when you have to. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please can you give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you'll be notified of any future videos. But as for always, stay safe and bye for now.